Florida gang, we about to fly off the handle, trashing the beat like a vandal. Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy, K-Man Raps. Welcome back to another episode of Vandals with K-Man Raps, where we interview artists about their music tastes. And today we have possibly the greatest guest we could have ever had on the podcast. We got P on the pod. It's Pierre.
Pee on the pod.
Fresh out the
I'm
swamp.
peeing on the pod. Fresh out the swamp and I'm peeing on the pod. We gonna break something. I'm reckless.
Bro's gonna
No, I'm
start
playing.
doing the Limp Bizkit break stuff song. Golly.
I'm already getting clipped, bro.
Oh my gosh. Bro told me before we hopped on here, he said the memes that are gonna come of this will be legendary. We're already starting.
I'm just gonna bit farm. I'm just bit farming now.
So,
I'm just clip farming.
first things first. On a scale from 1 to 10, how's your day?
Dude, today's great. I actually just oh man, Scooty Wop just sent me the song that I'm on with him,
Yo.
and I'm really excited.
No way.
I could share that. It's pretty.
Oh
sick.
yeah. Because you did that teaser. Yeah. We're excited for that one, bro. That's gonna be crazy.
So, he sent that, and then I did a little leg day with one of my friends, and that was fun. And then got ready, took a shower, got clothes on, and now I'm here.
Heck
So
yeah.
It's been a great day.
We're honored
Been
to have
probably
you.
Solid 9 out of 10.
Nice. That's a high rating. I like that. We're gonna try to get it to a 10 by the end of this podcast.
Come on. It's gonna be a 10, bro. It's gonna be the highlight of my day.
Yes, sir. Now, for people who don't necessarily know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do.
Man, I love writing songs. I love music, man. I think music's just like a driving passion of mine, and I love like my faith and how I can draw my faith into music and always give the glory back to
Heck
God
yeah.
for giving me these gifts and giving me the mindset to do what I love. And I'm just grateful. I'm a grateful artist. I just came back from Atlanta, came back from an album drop, and that was insane. And I felt like I had a concussion by the end of the night, but it was awesome. I loved it.
Amen. Well, we're glad you don't have a concussion. We're proud of you for everything that you've done. I saw you going
Thank you.
crazy. I saw you going
Yes,
crazy
sir.
up there.
Shout out
Now,
Retro.
what was the last song that you listened to?
Oh wow. Probably the Scooty Wop verse,
Okay.
maybe. Um, yeah, I was playing it because what he's doing is like an EP. So it's like on the second track, and then there's a first track, and then there's like two more.
Okay.
There's like alternative versions and stuff of the same
Oh,
song.
that's dope.
But I want to say that we have the best song. Me and I think this guy's name's Crosshair, but
Okay.
he also his flow was pretty cool. But I think we have the best song, in my opinion. But
Hey,
just my
it
opinion.
might be preemptive, but I'm willing to say it too, and I haven't even heard it yet. So,
Come on. I'm already thinking about doing it for like a set or something.
Yeah,
at
that'd
some
be
point,
crazy.
so.
That'd be crazy. Now,
Facts.
you dove into this a little bit, but how do you view music? Like, what purpose does it serve for you?
Man, I think music is the soundtrack of people's lives. I think music has such a like importance to people's days that we don't think necessarily consciously, but it's more subconscious.
Yeah.
Just because it's like you can go in the car and you're getting ready for work, and you could be having music on. You could be having any genre on. I don't know what people listen to,
For sure.
especially when like I sometimes I wake up and listen to rap. Sometimes I wake up and I listen to like some smooth jazz.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I don't know. I listen to everything. I love it.
Heck yeah.
I also like love writing like worship and singer-songwriter and country and folk, and so it's cool to like play like on different genres just to see like how people react to different things because I write for artists and I produce for artists now, and it's really fun to like be in those shoes as a writer and a producer for people to like help shape what they want to say for people. And I think like even understanding that and the influence that music has is such a heavy thing that people don't necessarily think about, which is why it influences us so much because we're subconsciously playing a song or we're subconsciously scrolling on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those things like that, it's a thing, it's a tool that can be used for good and evil, and like there's no coincidence that Satan was also like the angel of music. So it's funny how we operate in a space where it is also Satan's playground, but we can also be a light
Yeah.
in that crazy playground, you know?
Yeah, you can
So
take something and, it just depends how you spin it. It's just a tool. I love that.
yeah,
Uh,
that's why it's so important.
what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I think that's why it's also so important to like for me to recognize that as an artist and even for you and for whoever, you know? I think that's like the main like knowledge to know before even starting to write, you
For
know? I think
sure.
that's a beautiful thing too.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
oh, we're fighting spiritual warfare right here.
yeah, we
We're
are
in we're in grounds.
loading up the clip with the lyrics of the Lord.
Got my Bible on my side, my Bible blicky.
Yeah, for real. DKG Kai over here got the gospel
Oh
Glock.
gosh. Please, please, no.
We have
A
enough
child,
Bible gun bars. And I say that as
dude,
someone who has made a lot of Bible gun bars.
dude, oh man, I could talk about cliche Christian rap bars for days, but
Got
yeah.
got my Bible Blick and my P31. That's all I
Oh
need.
my, oh, I'm a burn down the studio, bro. I'm bombing that studio.
now,
Anyways,
now, as someone who likes music, what
yeah.
is your first memory of music, and
Oh wow.
who in your life has influenced you to sort of like get further into music?
Yeah. I think I also want to believe music can be a genetic thing because like my dad, like I remember being a kid and he would always play in this like cover rock band, blues band,
Oh, cool.
and I would be at the bars as like a child. Like I was watching him at the bars and he's just playing.
That's
And I
dope.
remember like I guess fast forward to middle school, I was in Rhode Island and I was born in Rhode Island and I was raised in Alabama. And my dad lives in Rhode Island, and that's how that this happens. And so I'm flying to Rhode Island. I see my dad, and I was dating this girl in middle school, and she broke up with me, and I was like having this midlife crisis, I want to say. And so I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, "Hey, Dad, like I'm really trying to find something meaningful in my life and all this stuff." And this was also like before Christ, because my father, like we just weren't raised in a Christian
Yeah.
household. You know what I mean? So I wasn't a Christian at the time. So I was just looking for meaning. I was looking for something to pour my heart into. And he was just like, "Why not try music?" Because he knew I like loved Eminem and I loved like just freestyling and rapping
Yeah.
on tight beats on YouTube and stuff. So he said that, and I was like, "Okay, word." And so I'm on an airplane back home, and I take my last name Lapierre, and I take off the LE, and then I'm like Pierre.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the spawn. That's the
The o-
that's the that's the start of what I was.
the origin story. That's dope. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think that your music taste has evolved over the years? And if
Yeah, for
so,
sure.
how would you say it's evolved?
I think surprisingly enough through college I was like it's funny because I go into this major and it's called commercial music
Mhm.
and everybody there like there was no hip hop there was no rap in this major so I was really really skeptical about me joining this major because I was like is this the right thing for me
Yeah,
like
yeah.
obviously like I wanted to do music but I was like maybe ministry like what if I just like did like a theology degree and so I was like really on the fence about it and then I like really felt convicted because I felt like music was my ministry and I felt like that was the best way I can like convey Jesus to
Yeah,
somebody
for
instead
sure.
of like at a pastoral sense. And also like even going into the influence of music and all that, like that what I just said. But I think something told me like I think God was just kind of like leaning on my heart and I was just kind of being pulled into this major. So I did the interview. It ended up started me. They started me as a minor in the major, and so I was like I had this minor in commercial music, and then no major at the time at school. And then literally a semester after, I got told to like make it my major, and then I got like thrown into like bands and stuff. So I was rapping in a
Oh,
band,
wow.
and then yeah, it was like really cool. And so like we did like some Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak covers, Macklemore
Okay.
covers. It was really neat. So we did Glorious by Mac Miller. Or not Mac Miller, Macklemore. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm over here LARPing like I know what I'm talking about. It's funny. Anyway, shout out Macklemore and Mac Miller, both very influential white rappers. But
Yes, sir.
anyways, Anderson .Paak, we did the Fly As Me, and so there was
Okay.
like rap in between. So that was really, really fun. And then a big one was like The one that's with Justin Bieber and Chance the Rapper, and it's like, on God, run into the altar like a track star.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it's. Oh, Holy. It's called
Oh, okay,
Holy.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I've
yeah.
heard it.
So yeah, we did that, but I actually wrote the verse and took out Chance's verse because I think it said a cuss word
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something. This was like a Christian college, and
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, let me just write because I rap,
yeah,
let me
yeah,
write. And so that was really, really fun. So like experimenting with like different bands, they put me in like a rock band, they put me in a country band. And so I was like really, really able to just meet different people in different genres. And so then I started writing for these people and it like started influencing like what I listened to and like how I seed records. And it just kind of like college was really like the shift for me in my music taste just because I didn't think like anything outside of rap was like really that worth listening to. But then I was like, wait, this is so much fun.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
love the ideas of melodies and the chorus and song progression and even key changes and the musicianship of it. Like I love good musicianship. Like 21 Pilots, I kid you not,
Oh,
I can tell
yeah.
you a whole story about them. They're the inspiration behind Swamp. Like
That's
it is
cool.
insane to even think about. But I digress in the sense of like music is such a cool thing. I just love exploring, and I think like I just find new records, and I didn't even know about like the underground Christian scene like a few months ago, and then I met Brocky and Retro, and I was just like, this is sick.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I'm turned. I am turned.
Yeah, that's so lit.
Baby Boy, Baby Boy and Land of the Free are like in heavy rotation for
Yeah,
me right
Land of
now.
the
It's
Free
so
is so gas. I didn't get a chance to
oh yeah.
react to it, but I watched Spiritual Lemonade's reaction and I was like, dang, should have reacted to this.
Hmm.
And it's so funny how often that happens. There's so many times where like I I postpone a reaction because stuff gets in the way, and then I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
I'll just watch Spiritual Lemonade react, and then I'm like, dang, I should have reacted to that. This project
Dude,
is
he was the OG
crazy,
for us. He was the OG.
dude, for
Coastside and
real.
I put on through Young Drew. And we were just like, "Dang, this kid's awesome." And then he's like, we watched the Swamp reaction, and I'm like, "Dang, this guy grew up." Like he
Dude,
looks
for
so
real.
different from like
Yeah,
this
I
is how we
know.
worship reactions to Swamp reactions. I was like, "Dang, time has went by."
Yeah, for
He looks
real.
like a great man.
Yeah, he's
I
like
love it.
actually like yeah, it's crazy.
His piercings too are so edgy, and I love it.
Yeah,
It's like I
dude.
just want to
It's
take a photo.
yeah, bro. He's so cool. And he was the first person for me cuz I didn't know there was any sort of like Christian reaction scene on YouTube. The only reactors I knew
Yeah.
of were all the people reacting to like, Eminem verses and stuff like that. Or like you would get
Mhm.
the people reacting to NF, but like everybody reacts to NF because it's
Facts,
NF.
facts, facts.
And so the only person I found was Mitch Durrell, and then through that I found Spiritual Lemonade, and he was the first person to ever react to anything I did. I don't recommend that video. It's hot garbage. But like seeing his progression and everything, yeah, it's just he's so cool. He's
That's
so cool.
peak.
And
That's
because of
peak.
him, that's how I found out about people like Pierre and Coastside, because I'm like, oh, he's
Yeah.
reacting to the underground scene. I don't know nobody.
Come
I'm
on.
just over here
Come on.
reacting to the mainstream people. And then I see him
Yeah.
reacting to people like Kappa and stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
who the heck is Kappa? And then I'm like,
Yeah.
why do I not know who these people are? like, like,
That's so funny.
like y'all just be coming out of the woodwork, out of the swamp for real, bro.
No, literally, we're just like spawning in at this point. I like met so many artists that I'd never heard of before, and I like was like, dang, I wish I knew these people before the concert so I'd know the song.
Yeah, for
Because
real.
I would like try to like keep up with the words they were saying and stuff, because like the
Yeah,
melodies,
yeah.
even like Free
Oh,
Rue,
he's so
like he
talented, bro.
dude, he is so cool. I didn't even know he rap. He pulled up. He literally pulled up in the U-Haul. He was driving it, and I was like, "What up, bro? I'm Pierre." And he's like, "Yo, I'm Rue." And I was like, "That's sick." Like, and I didn't know he rapped until he like grabbed the mic, and he was like, "I think this is like my first time." Like, I think that was his first time
Yeah,
performing
yeah.
too, and he was like nervous and stuff. I was like, "Dude, these songs are amazing."
Yeah, I
I
followed
was like,
him a long time ago when he was only producing, and then just randomly
"Yeah,
he like s- a verse of his popped up on it. I was like, this guy is rapping? What?
dude, yeah, tripping by him,
Dude.
and I think it's Faith or something, Five Faith or
Yeah,
Fat
dude.
Faith." Um, that song is amazing. I
Yeah.
was just like, I was glazing him too much too. I was like, I was low key, I was just fanboying with him, and I was like, dude, I love your music. I just think it's sick. And even Prince Dabo, like, I met him, and he's so tough too. I was just like, dang, what the heck?
That's how I feel
It was
with
fun.
all of my reaction videos. Like, I'm like, people probably think I'm glazing, but like, these artists like Pierre is like so freaking fire, and no one that I talk to in my circles, no, like people in my circles barely know who Lecrae is, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
hey, you listen to Pierre, right? And they're like, who the heck is Pierre? I'm like, what do you mean?
bro,
Listen to
bro, put
Camp.
them on. Bro, I'm telling you. And I think it means so much too, because it's like it is funny because it feels like you have like your real life, you're doing all these things, and then you turn around, you're also chasing this dream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you're like really chasing it. Like I am boots on the ground, I am traveling, like I am committing serious time and energy into what I love because I do genuinely believe like this is something that I'm like I feel like I'm supposed to do is like be an artist, be a writer, be a producer, and whatever that may be, and whatever that outcome may be, it'll be worth it. Cause I'm moving to National the next year, so
heck yeah.
it'll be big. It'll
Yeah,
be
that's
big because
dope.
I'm gonna
There's like a huge hub right there. You're gonna be around everyone.
facts,
I'm
and it's also
calling it.
more of like yeah, and just the business aspect,
Yeah.
like the labels and everything. Like it's gonna be good for me to like have my face out there and
Yeah, for
everything, you know.
sure. Hey, next year, Indie Tribe featuring Pierre. It's coming, guys.
Bro,
Get
bro,
hyped.
if only.
It'd be crazy.
That's like a whole that's a big thing that I love. I love this like analogy that I picture. But it's the idea of like building your table for people to sit at and not choosing to sit at somebody else's
Mm.
table. Like you think of it like Indie Tribe has like this table, and you see
Yeah.
that at Holy Smoke, people go see them and all that stuff. Okay, so like I want to do that. I want to be like at that level, and I think it's amazing. And they have a team and everything like that.
For
And so
sure.
now it's like, okay, how can I do that, what they're doing, but also do it for me in a sense of like my brand and what I want to share and
Yeah.
the music that I think has like this feeling and this purpose and this meaning and yada yada yada. Like I don't want to copy them by any means, and I don't think I do.
Yeah.
But it's the idea of like building that on your own so you can share like a big table in the end.
Yeah, that's
So.
super dope.
Um,
I'm a big like
uh,
analogy guy, so that table analogy, I'm gonna write that down. That's crazy. I love
Come
that.
on. Yeah. It changes the game in the way you perceive bigger artists to me.
Yeah.
Because there are just simply human. And that's the cool thing is like I was in like the green rooms and I got to meet like Connor Price and Lecrae and all them and that was
Yeah.
great. And I'm sitting there like, dang, these guys are just human.
Yeah, they really
They
are.
don't know and they're just hanging out. And
Yep.
I'm like, it's cool to just know that people who can make good music are also just as real as you.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
obviously, there's people who have like the ego and they're like, I'm this, and there's some people who genuinely cannot be seen outside, and that makes sense,
Yeah. Yeah, no, my
you know?
my first ever like concert and like just Christian concert in general experience was Winter Jam one year. And
Yeah,
Winter Jam, like everything seems still it still has that like larger than life feel, you know.
yeah,
But then like
yeah,
the first year ever going to Holy Smoke, like my first like probably couple hours there, it still felt very larger than life where I'm like tapping on my friends like, guys, look Lecrae's over there. Oh my gosh, it's Lecrae. But
yeah,
then like now, like I just show up and like John Keith will just like walk past me and I'm just like, hey, what's up? And he's just like, hey, and then keeps and I'm like, how what? Like it's crazy.
it is crazy.
It's
I
so
love
dope.
Holy Smoke too because Holy Smoke feels like the end of the year wrap up
It
of like
does.
everyone's things, and you're like, okay, this is where we get to celebrate everyone, you know?
Yeah.
And it's fun. Like even like as an artist who doesn't perform, it's always like as well as like having so many freaking friends in the cipher,
Oh,
like it
for
was
sure.
insane.
This year is
Like
crazy.
Tony Yaki, JJL, bro,
Yeah,
Kid
bro.
Prince, like oh man,
Yeah,
oh
it's
man,
crazy. Yeah, it's almost like a live performance of like our Spotify Wrapped.
yeah, literally.
Like
It's
it's crazy.
I'm excited to hear what they say.
Yeah,
I'm excited to
I'm
hear what
really
they say.
excited. It's about time that the underground got put on. And I think even I think Spiritual Lemonade even said that in his reaction to Saint Retro's album where he was like, "We need a YOF set at like that'd go crazy."
Facts. They're gonna be there though.
Yeah,
They're gonna be there.
all the like 40-year-old church moms won't know what to do with a YOF set.
Bro, I don't even think we don't even why Holy Smoke doesn't even bring in the moms like that. It's I think it's like It's a lot of kids.
It really is. It
Like
is
what?
kind of crazy. Cause I remember, and like, I'm one who's like, I try to be as gracious and understanding of everyone. I just remember being in like the RG mosh pit like 2 years ago, and there's like 5-year-olds behind me, and there's like dads standing there like, watch out for my kid. I'm like, bro, like I'm trying, but it's also the RG mosh pit
So
during
real.
during MySpace. Like, there's only
That's so
so
real.
much I can do, bro. Like, even last year, me and Spiritual Lemonade, we got like one verse into MySpace, and he was like, hey, bro, we're getting too old for this. We got to get out of here. We're not going to survive this mosh pit.
That's real.
Now, you mentioned, going back to something you said earlier, you mentioned like music can be subconscious to a degree. Would you say that you yourself are pretty conscious about your music? Like, if you hop in the car, do you like really think about what you're turning on or something? Or do you just like grab a playlist
Yeah.
and go?
I think I think I curate playlists intentionally and then I can just go and not think about it.
Okay.
But also I just like I really just have like my like songs and like I'll just play songs that I gravitate toward.
Okay.
And I think it's fun, like I feel like for the most part it's really clean. And I feel like if I'm going to study like a secular song or something, usually it's like the artist that I look up to,
Hmm.
like JID, J. Cole,
Yeah,
Kendrick. Like, I love the lyricism that they bring and like what they say, and even the pop culture reference and hearing what they say.
for sure.
Isaiah Rashad, he's really good. Earth Gang, a lot of people on Dreamville, Bass, um, yeah, and like Mac Miller when he was a thing. I know he's still a thing
Yeah,
technically, but you
yeah.
know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
Rest of it's my brother. I
R.I.P.
just bought his NPR vinyl
Oh, okay, that's
when he
dope.
gave me the swimming album.
Heck yeah.
I love that. With the Thundercat bass, man. Oh my gosh, I love that. That album itself is like a magnum opus to me. It's such a beautiful album.
Heck yeah.
And Good Kid, Mad City. Good Kid, Mad City is so funny because it reminds me of Tori Deshawn Come and See, and I love how those albums
Oh,
are
yeah,
like
yeah.
because it's like the not necessarily saying he's the Christian version of Kendrick or
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
but it just reminded me of the similarities. But it's an original story because it's his story and Kendrick has his story, and I love the idea of like showcasing those roots of like, man, my where my hometown was, it was like a war ground, like the idea of that, and then like leaning into the realness of it. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
beautiful,
for
and it's a
sure.
good story to be told.
Yeah, Come and
You know,
See is like one of the top CHH projects of all time, in my opinion. Like,
facts,
Tori is insane,
facts,
and he's probably, I mean, it's obviously hard to say, but like I would say he's probably the most rooted like artist as far as like he legit cares so much about where he's from. Like, it's
facts.
insane. I respect the heck out of that. And
Oh God.
you were talking about, your diversity with music, like, and we can clearly see the influences. You mentioned like the rock influences, the country influences and stuff. And you mentioned like, you didn't think anything outside of rap was initially like worth listening to. What would you say to any listeners that aren't like as open-minded about music?
I'd say listen to 21 Pilots. Just play Blurry Face.
Heck yeah. No, that's so
They
real.
play the new album even, play Breach. I
Yeah.
think Breach, because it just Breach makes sense today, and it's cool because you start with Blurry Face, and what they do is they story build like this world that you're in,
Yeah.
and they have like a bunch of music videos for like each album. It was like a decade worth of music, so it's 10 years of albums, and I think it's like 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5. And it's 5 albums, and it's just all like progressing this big story, and then you see it at the end of Breach, and it's so funny because my friend Owen, also EDGO,
Hmm.
he invited me like free ticket to go see 21
Oh,
Pilots,
that's
and this
cool.
was like I had never listened to them, probably heard Stressed Out on the radio as a kid,
Yeah, yeah.
like that's when everybody was like, "Oh, 21 Pilots was a thing," because it was big in middle school for us when we were
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but like going to see them live and then hearing and then watching what they did visually, like it was the best concert I ever been to in my entire life. Like it
There.
topped everything. It topped Smoke, it topped everything. Because it was just like what they did and what they showcase and seeing like the story unfolding, and like people were dressed up as these characters that they were creating, and it just showed me like, dang, people really got invested in this because there's more than just the music.
Yeah, for
So it
sure.
really inspired Swamp, because like I was like, okay, I want to build this character, I want this environment, I want these props like the cage flower prop in the video, and just building all those things, like it made such a difference, and it was such a cool aspect. And so like maybe one day somebody's gonna dress up like in a flannel and a beanie at my show, and I'm gonna be like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, because
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
goal, you know.
Heck
I want
yeah.
people to be invested in what I'm saying, and I think that's the big thing about it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you can see that with like you mentioned with 21 Pilots because it literally is world building. It's such
Mhm.
like a it's so much deeper, and you can clearly see that with your project as well with Swamp. Like you can just
Thank you.
on the surface level, I could tell like there's a lot more to this that I'm not even picking up yet, and the more I listen to it, I'll find more.
Mhm. It was funny. I was watching your reaction, and you were like, "Dang, I'm gonna have to like listen to this for a whole week to understand what he
Dude,
like the
for real.
storyline." And it's so real because it's like it's cool to see like how people are picking up different things on the second listen
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
third listen, and you start understanding that it's like actually like this cohesive story being told, and you're like seeing the character development, and you're like watching him like struggle, and he's like, oh, is he gonna like what's he gonna do next, you know, like you don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, that's
And so
sick.
that's like it's fun to like create like a narrative that's leading you down this path of like pure like it's almost like you're struggling with this character.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
feels like.
Now, we'll dive a little bit further into the album because obviously this is the whole, point of why we're here. And
Yeah.
you sort of touched on that with saying 21 Pilots was an influence, but like
Yeah.
where did the like original concept of like the swamp actually come from?
It came from God, man. He gave me this crazy
Amen.
dream. I had this weird dream, and it's so weird to even explain. But I remember like waking up the morning after, and I was like about to take a shower, and so I'm just like butt booty naked, and I'm just like pulling up my phone. I got my voice memo up, and I'm like talking about this dream I just had, and you can hear the shower and everything. It's so chopped. It's so chopped. And it's so funny. I'm just being so real with you too. I'm just giving you the raw version. Like
Release the
no, I guess
files.
I'm gonna trip.
That's crazy. Crazy
Maybe
work.
in a towel. But it was such a funny moment because I was just like, what the frick did I just dream? I was like, what is going on? And so I was like wrestling with it, and then I remember the same day I was in a classroom after class. I ended up like writing the dream out on the whiteboard, and it just kind of showed me like this place that I was gonna kind of getting put in. But there was this moment where I like dropped my shoes off at like the mound, or I guess like the shoreline of this like I want to say swamp lake kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I remember going in the water, you couldn't see anything, so that's why swamp was like an idea I could use. I wanted to use something like really, really like almost horror schemed, you
Yeah,
know,
for
like
sure.
kind of like edgy. And so I wanted to paint it, and so swamp was such a cool thing to do, to paint as like this movie being told, and also like even seeing like the horror films being brought out, like Obsession in the back rooms and all that. And so it's cool to see like how this timing was kind of like helpful in a way, because horror is like a new genre in
Yeah,
movies
yeah.
that are just blowing up. And so I don't. It's like so funny because it feels like it's horror coded, but it's also like I don't know. It's just also so real. It's like a
Yeah.
real thing. It's like maybe that's the scary part about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like how like grungy and like edgy it feels, and it makes me feel like I'm like this whole new character, and I'm just like a kid that grew up in the suburbs, but it's just like a I get to write this story and like be this person, and
Yeah.
it's awesome because it also reflects into my own life as well as like the story that's being told. So I just love it. I love it because it feels like I got to build something and make something, and it's now like it's almost like a brand of mine. I feel like I
Yeah.
want to like almost stick with this concept and this theme because I feel like this is the creativity that Christian rap may need,
Yeah.
you know, because I also feel like that's a whole freaking discussion we could talk about in itself.
Yeah.
This could be a 3 hour podcast if I if I'm dragging this like this.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, like it is so it's such a vital thing to accept the importance of music and how it can be a soundtrack to somebody's life. to even up your creativity within your music as well as your faith in that sense. Because it's like you want to showcase your talents to the best of your ability because it is pointing back to
Yeah.
God. So like the creativity and the originality that comes from it is such an important thing because obviously we can talk about artists who aren't original, who rip off secular
Yeah.
artists and yada yada yada. And we both know who we're talking about, and that's
Yeah.
okay. We don't gotta say names, but but it's also like that is the importance of it because it's like, yeah, ball knowledge. That's
Ball
what
knowledge.
we
We know.
ball knowledge. Clock it. But that's why it's so important to be creative and original within your music as well as your faith. Because it's like I don't want no willy-nilly Christian rap song thinking this is gonna like bring me to like, come
Yeah.
on, bro. Like, no, I think when people really take their craft seriously and they're like, this is the thing I want to make, it truly puts you in this new place of artistry, of creativity, and it's just so cool. And now people are recognizing that through like this album, and now they're asking me to produce their albums and
Yeah.
seeing like what their input is. It's so cool because like Kins is working on an album, Drew's working on an album, Coaside's working on an album, and now I have like my voice is all in there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's so fun because that's like it's getting Pierre coded as we speak,
You're like the
and so it's
350 of the underground scene. You're just suddenly you're everywhere.
Dude, I got to mix a record for Brocky. I forgot. I need to do that today
Heck
too.
yeah.
But side note, it's so funny too because it's like the underground thing just now happened with the Swamp Project, and I talked to Brocky, and it's like I think the underground is the almost the concept of it kind of gets misconstrued sometimes because I feel like with Brocky's opinion, it's like the genre of it. It's like music like his that has like millions of subgenres and stuff, and so I understand that too. And it's interesting because it's like I almost feel like if I were to put it on like a tier list of artists and stuff,
Yeah.
like you have your Lecrae as an S tier, your KB, your Andy, all that stuff,
Yeah.
and like Indie Trap, obviously. And then you have your A tier, which is probably like who's a good example of that? Um, Someone's big, maybe like a Don Reddy,
Okay.
maybe like a Breno,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then like the B tier, which I feel like I kind of tote between a B and a C tier sometimes,
Definitely
which
B
is just
tier.
recognized. And then I think there's also like a D tier for like people who are maybe just getting in the space or just whatever, you know. Um,
That's me. That's where I am. I'm on the D tier,
hey, but
guys.
you can only go up from there.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it's just interesting because it's like I view it as like this almost like this tier list of like not necessarily in comparison of the Thief of Joy, but
Yeah.
more of just the sense of like how I could view like this in my own sense. And then you see like this underground thing where Brocky is like I feel like Brocky, Venice, like Kappa, they feel
Yeah.
like those are definitely like those faces. So it's like it's interesting to see like my name be tagged in like underground things and stuff,
Yeah.
and like obviously I just was with them at the show, and it was like cool to be a part of this space because I think the underground is awesome. I think
Yeah.
and like seeing like Hubert the streamer, like I was like able to rap on a stream, and then I met him and
That's
all
so
this stuff,
cool.
and it was really really neat. Yeah, and he's such a clown, bro. He's
He
like he's there to troll.
he's such
He's
a
there.
goober.
He was trash talking me, bro. It was so funny, and then he was just like, nah, don't. It was funny though, because like he's obviously doing it for like clips and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's his brand and that's his business. So it's cool to recognize that, and then also realize he's doing something like that's showcasing artists like behind the scenes in a sense. This is like raw footage of them, so it's
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah,
cool.
it's funny you mentioned that tier list, which anytime I say this, most people don't get what I'm saying, but maybe you will because you've been in the space. But there's a reactor I
Here's a
follow.
culture change.
There's a reactor I follow. He mostly well, he's not really a reactor. He's just got a music channel. He talks about like punk rock music, but he's done tier lists before and he'll say like, you know, the B tier is actually the S tier and the S tier is actually the C tier and the
So he's
and
just flipping it.
well, like he's saying that in the sense of like kind of like what I talked about with like Winter Jam. Like, yeah, you can go to Winter Jam, but it's like so big it's almost lost on you. But like pulling up to like your show, which some people would probably say, is like a B tier show or whatever up in Atlanta with you and Coaside and Kappa. Like to me, that's like an S tier show because I'm like front and center. I'm engaging with you guys. Like that's like
Yeah. it's more intimate,
Yeah,
and I think that's the cool thing about it is like the smaller you are, the more intimate you can be with your fans. Unless like, and then obviously you see like Andy Mineo, where it's like it's almost hard for him because he's
yeah,
like, and even like if you're taking it on like a worship artist standpoint, like I remember doing the show with Joel Barnes. That guy had like security, like we had to like walk through doors to meet this guy,
that's
and I thought it was
crazy.
so funny. But it just goes to show like the more famous you are, and it's almost like dangerous
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
interact sometimes, you know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's weird. It's a
That
weird thing, but it's we're all human. We
yeah.
just that's the thing to recognize.
That's why people like KB show up to Holy Smoke and then just they're gone
Yeah,
immediately
because
after the show.
they can't linger. They can't
Yeah,
linger, and sometimes they're just that busy too.
yeah,
But
if KB even tries to walk out into that mosh pit, like he's never leaving.
yeah, facts, facts.
Now, with your record, Camp is the standout track for a lot of people. You've got
Yeah.
crazy, just star-studded cast on here. Obviously, you've worked with a lot of these artists before, but like, is there a story about how that lineup specifically came to be?
We Drew made this group chat during the summer where we were like setting records for reviewing each other's records because we all like respect each other's opinions
Yeah,
about
yeah,
like each other's records and stuff, and it's always good to have those feedback and like have like a different set of ears on records and stuff. And I encourage that for any artist. I think sending records to like other artists that you like really are tapped into, and it's like they understand what you're trying to do, so it like really helps because they can see the vision.
yeah.
And so it was like everyone on camp and then Owen, but Owen wasn't a rapper at the time, and he also wasn't gonna do like a lyrical thing. Like this was like more of a cipher thing.
Mm,
Owen's not like that, so
yeah.
like he was the only one that wasn't on camp. But shout out him. He's definitely like impressed me so much with his latest EP.
Okay.
And then we have a record together called So Confident on that. And
Nice.
it's just it's fun because he's like he really reminds me of like retro and like what he's doing in the space. And so like I think they should definitely hop on a record together. And so I connected them. That was really
That's
fun.
dope.
But yeah, so basically we had this group chat and fast forward, it was like low key like me starting to work on Swamp, and we had talked about doing a record called Camp. And it was funny too, because it was like a conversation we had. It was like Drew, I, and I think Gavin, the Hot Rod. We talked about it as like a joke. And then I was like, I remember the idea of Camp, of that being a song and stuff. And it reminds me, it's almost like paying homage to Indie Tribe because
Yeah.
they call themselves the Tribe.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, like, I wanted to have something that feels like that in substance,
Yeah,
but
that's
also
dope.
like an original idea. So, Camp was also very like to the storyline, and it made sense because it was like you're rejoicing in community, and that's like the accountability that people need when they're in the swamp or in the world. And I think that's like a cool like homage to understand, and it was very fitting. And so I just decided to roll with it, and I really liked the idea. And so I remember I was like, I don't know why I'm always in a bathroom or something when I'm coming up with ideas. It's like a weird place for me. The bathroom and the car when I'm driving on the interstate is like the two best places I think. And so it's so funny. But to recognize that is smart because then I can actually like
Yeah.
utilize those moments. And so it's cool. And so I feel like it's like when I'm like doing the bare minimum and
Yeah.
I'm like just like existing, then I can actually think. And so I was I remember I was like probably in the bathroom and I was voice memoing the chorus and I was like, circled in a powwow, welcome to the camp, smoke is up and kumbayas, we ain't never had a chance. And so I was like, let me just do that.
That's dope.
And so I had the idea, and then I remember if it was gonna work, it was gonna be either really short verses or a very long beat. And so I was like, how can I tote the line of making this both make sense? And so I remember I had two beats and they were both in the same BPM, and so it was perfect. And so the first beat, and then you see me when I rap, it's almost the ending of the first beat, and
Mhm.
that's why it seems like the production changes and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. And then it starts in that next beat with the keys going like that really like it almost feels like that like mystery,
Yeah,
spooky.
for sure.
I don't know, it was like, "Oh, what's next?" And then I was talking about like the idea of like um saying I'm a savage, I'm a heathen. My friends have every reason to never give me my flowers, even though my work deserves a little recognition and friendly and friendlier competition because once you piss me off, there's nothing more that you'll
Yeah,
prefer.
yeah,
And so it's just like the idea of writing that you're seeing like this character like, man, like I know who I am and you may not even rock with me because of who I am, but no matter what, I'm still gonna get what I want. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's
It
dope.
was just like, uh.
Yeah,
So it was fun to like kind of put it in that context of like, dang, because the idea of like some artists not giving other artists flowers is
yeah,
so funny to me. And I'm always like, I feel like I should be the first person in the room. Like, I want to be a fan of everyone if I can,
yeah,
because I love music and I love listening to new things. And I know rap is changing, and to recognize that is such a cool, important thing to know. And so seeing the younger generation from the underground and like, even meeting like Paris Chariz and Ty Brazzle at the show in Atlanta, like that was a moment where I realized like, people are seeing this. This is like a thing that
yeah,
people respect.
for
Love that.
sure.
So being a part of it meant everything to me. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's
So
funny. It's
shout out
funny
to
you
all of you.
talk about like giving artists their flowers and even like getting the flowers you deserve because I've seen
Hmm.
and I could be biased here. I'm a person I view like anything I do with another artist, I view it kind of like 1K few where like I'm gonna like give 1,000% no matter what it is. Like 1K few has featured with let's just call a spade, some very not not great verses, but 1K few just like goes full out with his features no matter who it's for. And I've seen like I've
Yeah.
reached out to artists, before about like, "Hey, you want to feature on the track?" And they'll tell you, they'll straight up be like, "Sure, it's this much for a semi-decent verse or this much for like the best I got." And it's like, "Why would you ever like even offer like
Tier tier verse. So do you want the better verse or you want the weaker verse,
yeah, yeah.
bro?
Like $20, I'll give you a couple bars. $30, I'll give
Bro, you
you.
gotta tell me. You gotta tell me who's doing that to you. Not on the record, but like definitely tell me who's doing that out there. Who's really marketing themselves as like you want a better verse?
Yeah, like
Sounds
I.
like Timu. That sounds
Yeah.
like Timu. The way they would try to scam you with all the
Oh
freaking
yeah, for real.
discount stuff.
Spin the
So
spin
that's
the
bugged.
wheel. You gotta click to spin the
Christian
wheel.
artist Timu version, bro. Come on, hop off. Get out of my DMs. They're not in my DMs.
I do like I like what you were saying though with the whole like camp concept and tying that
Yeah.
into the swamp concept. Visual I'm a very like big picture person and obviously you've just dropped this, but like the marketing potential is insane off of all of that.
Hmm.
Like
Oh yeah.
I'm already picturing like Real Tree camouflage merch that's like Pierre X Real Tree,
Hmm.
welcome to the camp, like
Yep.
everything like
Yep.
it's crazy. I love everything conceptually about this project. It's one of the dopest like
Thank you.
concepts we've had.
That's
Um
why I want to stay. That's why I want to stay in this theme of the story because I feel like the story can have more to say as well. Like especially like knowing that this character is either still out of the, like made it out of the swamp or isn't in the swamp is like a huge, huge like cliffhanger in a sense because he shoots the red flare at the end of the album.
yeah.
Like that's the thing that sparks that whole thought of like, oh, did he make it out?
Yeah, yeah.
you know but there's no like helicopter sound, there's no like
Yeah, there's no
anything
closure
anything
there.
that's telling you that he's rescued.
Yeah.
So it's like I could flip, like there's so many directions I
Yeah.
could take the story, and I love that for me because it's like, oh, like where could this go next? Like
Yeah.
you never know. And so
Yeah.
I'm already thinking about like doing spin-off stuff, and
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm definitely doing a deluxe, but it's gonna definitely like probably not portraying more to the story but more of just like fan service
Yeah,
in that
yeah, yeah.
sense. Just trying to do a feature heavy one,
That's
so
dope
it's gonna
though.
be fun. Oh
With
yeah.
with with this project and working on everything, like are you because I don't know your creative process 100%. Are you
Hmm.
somebody who can just like hop in the studio and immediately like start cooking, or do you find it hard to get inspiration? I know you talked about like being in the bathroom or being on the highway. Like
Yeah,
what are the essentials for getting in a creative headspace for you?
I think it definitely varies to every artist, and that's the fun thing about working with so many artists in my own career so far is like I've gotten to study like people who just punch in, people who just like Kins does this the craziest method that I think is so silly, but he will record in Audacity and then transpose the or transfer the file into FL to mix. And I'm like, my
Really?
brother in Christ. And he just has this method of doing it, and it works for him.
Huh. That's crazy.
And then you have people like Rocky and Retro where they'll just like literally stay up till 2 a.m. and punch in on records and
Yeah.
have like 6 songs done. Like that's why they crank out albums
Yeah,
so
yeah,
quickly.
yeah, for real.
It's so funny. And so I think like for me is like I think it varies because I like to challenge myself as an artist and as a writer and a producer. And so like sometimes I'll just have like a concept, or if somebody asks me for an open verse, then usually I can crank out a verse in the day because it's like they already have the theme and everything.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing like a song from scratch, it's usually more of like, how am I feeling? What am I feeling? And then I start making the beat, and then I'm like, okay, can there be a theme to this? And usually I already know what the song is about before I like start making it. And so that helps me giving like a good baseline of like what I want to do with it, you know? And so like Cage Flower was a record that was a perfect concept that I had in mind, and I just wrote it down in my concept notes, and then I just approached it, and I knew the beat was already there and loaded. And I was like, this is how I'm gonna approach it, and this is how I'm gonna say it, and then I just knew,
That's
you know. And I think it also kind of takes trial and error sometimes
yeah.
because you'll like sit there and you're like, okay, is this melody better than this melody? Like, is this catchy enough? And then thinking about song structure and then even more production on top of it. One thing I love doing on this album was like sample chopping my own voice. So I
Oh,
did it
heck yeah.
on Parachute and Red
Yeah, yeah,
Flare.
yeah.
It was a big moment. And I think Parachute was such a fun record to make because we added sample chops as well as like acoustic guitar in that track. And so originally it didn't have any of that, but I knew there was like this swing that was like being taken. And so I think it's so fun because in my eyes, when I listen to that track, it makes me feel like I'm around a campfire
Yeah,
with
yeah.
people, guy shredding on a guitar saying like, "Won't fly if you clip both wings, blow it all sky high." Like it's
Yeah,
just that
yeah.
idea of that swing to it. And so I really wanted to incorporate like acoustic guitar. So shout out Eli for
Yeah.
cracking a
Heck
guitar.
yeah.
He basically did all the guitars on the album,
Did
and it was
phenomenal
really
job.
fun. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And so it was just fun to make, and I took 2 months to. I was sitting on these records for 2 months, and then I like approached the production side again, and then I was able to add like more ear candy and just things that just amplify each track to make it a better song, you know.
Yeah.
I think that was fun.
I
But yeah,
I think that's one of the beautiful things about hip hop specifically is it's you have a little more room for error because you're not trying to not every song is like melodic. You just have to like flow on a bit. And
Mhm.
so sometimes, in the studio you'll be rapping and you'll like stutter something or say something weird and it turns out sounding, super dope. Whereas
Yeah,
like, I have an upcoming project that's not rap at all. And it's
yeah,
the first time I've ever made any music where I sing. And the amount of times where like I do like 50 takes and I'm just like, dang, this sounds like trash. I gotta like redo this. Whereas like
yeah,
with a rap verse, sometimes you can just like not everyone can, and I'm not saying I
mhm,
can either, but like sometimes you just one take it and you're like, oh, that actually turned out dope. Let's rock with that,
yeah,
which is dope.
yeah. No, I feel that. I think it's also like I think for me, it was just more of also the people that I got to meet that influenced me like subconsciously. Like I think starting my career with like co-side and like building from the society worship like taught me a lot about like myself. And then even going through college and like I had to take voice lessons and stuff. So I was like able to like keep melodies and stuff, and that was able to help me like write records more and all that stuff. Like I wrote like all the singing parts on Shoes except like the harmonies on the last chorus because that was Gabriella's
Yeah.
idea. But I had like all of that written and I was singing it. And then my professor was like, "You need to get a girl on this
Yeah.
to sing it." And I was like, "Okay, bet." And so that's how that came to be.
That's
But
super
it just
sick.
helped like to know like one notes and everything and pitches and music theory and all that stuff. So it helps with that and also knowing people who know that way better than you. So it helps me to
Yeah.
know those relationships and have that.
Yeah,
So
that's super
it's been
sick.
helpful.
And that's
Yeah.
cool that you have that like start with co-side and stuff. Like you can see the influence there. And y'all, anytime y'all do
Mhm.
anything together, it's like just like it's
Facts.
meant to be.
He's been begging me to put him on the deluxe and everything, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe
Co-side in the swamp is kind of crazy.
Coastside in the swamp. Can Coastside be in the swamp
Yeah,
though? That's the real
yeah,
question.
he's. I,
Invited to the swamp.
I,
Is he welcome to the swamp?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know
he,
about that.
he could he could he could come and hang.
He could come
He
visit.
can
I don't
come.
know if he can stay. What would you what would you say was the hardest part of crafting, an album like Swamp? Was it, the writing, the production?
Probably probably the marketing.
Yeah.
More of like because my idea was like I want to incorporate like everybody I know and see how I can like build this. And I would have even reached out to you. I didn't even know you're like rebooting this. So I thought like I was just thinking like, oh, you're just doing your
Oh
music
yeah,
thing. I
yeah.
don't want to bother. That's why I didn't send you the album early and everything
Hey,
too.
no,
So
that's.
I hope you didn't. Hope there was no
I'm.
grudge
I
toward
am
that.
deeply offended. How dare
I
you?
am deeply
Like a
offended.
good
I'll
Christian
send you
should be.
deluxe.
I will
I'll
hold
send you
this.
deluxe movie.
I will hold this root of bitterness until holy smoke.
How dare thy? How dare thy not give one to K-Man Raps?
Nah, you're good.
Wait, question for you though.
Yeah.
What does the K stand for?
So that's so funny. So my actual name is Kyle. And so
Kyle.
and so I know. I know. That's why I'm like always drinking energy drinks in my videos and stuff. I'm just an absolute psycho. But
Dude,
no,
I have an energy drink problem too. Don't worry.
that's where it
We're
came
together.
from. I like it. I If you asked me the origin of the K-Man, I really don't even know. Like there was a long time where I would just write K-Man on stuff because I thought I
Yeah.
was cool back in high school, I guess. And then when time came to
Me too,
actually
bro.
making music, I was like, let's just go with K-Man. And then the raps at the end because I was rapping at the time, and yeah, it just sort of stuck. And from
Are
that,
you gonna be like K-Man sings now because you're singing? Are you gonna change it?
people keep posting that. They're like, K-Man sings now, and I'm just like, it doesn't flow. Like, it'll probably still say K-Man raps. I've considered. I don't know if you know. There's an artist, BRB Music, from down in
Mhm.
Florida, and his whole like artist name for the longest time was literally BRB Music. And this year he actually took the route of shortening it to just BRB, and he did that on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. And I watched kind of vicariously through him, and it was like a whole process because I've considered just shortening it down to K-Man. At the time, I did
Mhm.
specifically K-Man raps because if you just search K-Man on Spotify, it pulls up all these janky, artists, whatever. And so I was like,
Yeah,
I gotta have something specific that sets me apart. And so now that I'm actually trying to like branch out into other stuff, I'm like, dang, I don't want it to be like K-Man raps as I'm like over here doing like a Frank Sinatra cover or something like that. Like,
yeah.
what is that? Um,
Fly me to the moon.
so I've considered shortening it, but I'm also just like lazy and I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with all of that. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it literally before I even got into music, just the whole like before I started making my own music, just the marketing potential behind it of just, now every time people like I went to Holy Smoke and 350 and A3 walk up and they're like, it's K-Man raps. Oh my God. And I'm just like, yeah, like I don't know. People like the marketing behind it. That's one thing I always say about like artists, like people may not support your music or listen to it, but they just love the branding behind it. Like even my whole like this time
Facts.
it's for real thing. I have like ultra conservative friends who think rap is like a complete sin and you're never going to heaven if you listen to rap, but like they'll see me
Okay, buddy.
and they're like, "Yo,
All right,
K-Man, this
now.
time it's for real." And I'm like, "Exactly, you get it."
Anybody who says like anybody who says Christian rap is demonic is
Dude, it's so corny.
is so eyebrow.
Yeah.
There's a door.
Yeah.
Hey, Peter, get here.
Nah, I
No,
was actually talking with it's side tangent but kind of related. I was talking to an artist friend of mine, Just Quez. He and I have um a project together called Penflow. It's a collab tape. And we thought
have I
it
met him?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Was he?
he came with me. Yeah, yeah. We joked about like flipping that whole Christian rap as a sin on its head and releasing all of our lyrics as a Christian rap hymnal. Like,
That's funny.
which
That
is
is
kind of
funny.
goofy.
It's
We
marketing.
haven't actually done it, but I like it's still up there where I'm like that would be so funny.
Bro, please do it. That'd be so funny.
Like bro made
I'd buy that.
a hymnal of his Christian rap lyrics. That's crazy.
Bro, let me cop the hymnal. The hymnal.
The hymnal, yeah, that's crazy. Now, as far because diving back into the swamp, you've been working
Yeah.
on. We're going on so many rabbit trails, but hey, it's the swamp.
I don't know, I love it.
Uh, you were working on this project for a while. Uh,
Mhm.
did any of the songs take like what song took the longest? What song took the like least amount of time?
So funny you say that. I think Crocodile Dundee took the least amount of time.
Okay.
I think Shoes, and I would say probably Camp, but Camp kind of took a week.
Yeah.
So like Camp was relatively fast for how big it was gonna
Yeah.
be. Mm. Shoes took like 11 different versions. Like I remember Shoes was probably one of the first records I had written. Um and like each time it was like getting better, but it was just never where I wanted it. And then once we introduced Gabriella onto the track, she just absolutely killed it. And so it's super, super easy to just be like, oh, now it's done.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And so, cause yeah, it was just like probably like it went up to V11. Like it was like 11 was the last, or 11 or 12, I think.
Okay.
But I just remember like I was still playing with the mixes and just trying to get it right, you
Yeah.
know? Because that's a big thing is mixing, and I do everything hands on.
Heck yeah.
So I
It,
just want everything to like sound correct sonically, and like also introducing a different voice is something I've never mixed before, and understanding that was like also a whole different rodeo, but it was definitely like to see where it came, and then even adding a piano outro that was probably like I think it was like a good minute long
yeah,
or
yeah.
something. I added like a good time, but I just wanted people to like sit with that song.
Yeah, for
So like
sure.
had piano intro, and like it was so beautiful. Shout out Briggs Cooper for playing that. It was
Heck
really
yeah.
really cool to be that studio too, because we were like it was me and my professor and then Briggs, and we had like a real piano mic'd up and
Oh,
everything,
that's
and
so
so
cool.
he just shredded. He was like send me the chord chart, and I was like here it is, and then he just shredded, and I was just like yes bro
That's so
please.
cool. And that's
It's so
always a tricky thing with being an artist is like taking your time to mix it as good as you can, but also like not just constantly tweaking every little thing indefinitely into the future.
facts
Cause I definitely
facts
struggle with that too,
facts.
where
I
I'm
had to
just like,
change
nah.
facts. I had to change so much about shoes too before it was like done.
Yeah.
It's like that record that you hear now, that thing did not sound that way before, and it was just like,
Yeah,
dang,
the demos are completely different.
very different.
Yeah.
It's like me saying like, "You fight back so casually." Like, no,
Release
no,
the files.
release the demo. That'd be a funny thing to sell. I could put on like USBs and sell them at shows or something. Be like,
That
if you really want this,
that'd be kind of
it's not
crazy.
as good.
The complete unmixed, just raw vocals. Oh gosh.
Yeah, just like butt. It's like cheek audio. You wanted this. You paid for this.
What would you say
Yeah.
is one of the most underrated bars from the project? And if you
Oh
want
my
to break it down
goodness.
for us.
Oh man, that's a good question.
We're
I
we're
may
getting
have to
deep,
pull the receipts on this one. Um,
making sure you know your lyrics.
yeah, no, this is a hard question. Hold on, this is gonna make me work.
No stress,
Oh,
no stress. Cause there's some heaters on the album. I ain't gonna hold you guys. If you, which by the way, all
okay.
my listeners, if you haven't listened to the album, first off, how did you make it this far into the
What
episode? And secondly, go
are
listen to the
you
project.
doing? What are
Yeah,
you doing?
pause the episode, go
Stupid.
listen, come back.
Stop being stupid.
Yeah,
Listen to the
yeah,
album.
don't be dumb.
Okay.
Stream Pierre.
Okay, so this is kind of like this was when I was rapping really fast on the second verse of Echo.
Okay.
But it was like the idea of introducing the chorus tag again, but not actually singing the chorus. So it says, "Trauma living on, still feeling like an echo. Memory so burnt in the brain, neurons indented, and it's printing out a picture, offended to let it fit in." So the idea of printing out a picture, but I'm offended to have this picture in my mind.
Mm,
So it's like the idea of like kind of cropping it out, like not letting it fit in. And it's like revisit my own revisions. I'm sick of my own opinion, thinking, what if I can never break the pattern, the shadow, the cycle, choking me like dogs on a collar to yank any problem? I probably would be biting my partner to pick apart him from top to bottom, ripping off layers till I forgot him. And like the
golly.
idea of the imagery of like picturing yourself in this cycle that you're trying to break, but it's like you're the almost like the owner of the
Yeah,
cycle is
yeah,
like
yeah.
treating you like a dog on a collar. So it's like every single time there's a problem with the dog, you're yanking the
Yeah, yeah,
collar.
yeah.
So it's like the idea of biting my partner and pick apart him from top to bottom, ripping off layers till I forgot him. Like that, the violence in that, in a
Yeah.
sense, like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
would rip, I would rip the person who's giving me these problems from top to bottom, and you will not recognize what this person looks like when I'm done with them. It's
That's
like the idea of
crazy.
that.
Yeah,
I
they're
think that was cool. It's just like that recognizing the trauma in the sense of like feeling like there's always something in control and you can't have that control is
yeah.
such a huge struggle that I had faced in my own life where I was just like, why am I put in these positions where I'm meant to fail? Like, why are
Yeah.
you setting me up to fail? Like, this sucks. Like, and so it's just like the idea of printing out those pictures and like revisiting that trauma and like feeling the anger that comes from it, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like the and it's such like when you put it like that, it's such a vivid image of like they're trying to keep you in line and you're just over here like we're not gonna let that
Mhm.
happen. That's crazy.
Facts. I also called myself a dog, which is pretty dope.
Put that on the list of other Christian rap bars. Everybody talks
Bro,
about being the
I
dog.
got that. But that's like that's a cool way of saying I got that dog
Yeah,
in me.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I
No,
mean?
for
Like
sure, for
to be
sure.
able to expand upon the idea to just say like that one thing and that's what it means. Like, yeah, I got that dog in me, bro. Don't mess with me.
Nah, for real.
G-rated that knocked out the diva.
Dude, that bar, oh my gosh. That bar is, that might be a top 5 bars of all time.
It's
Like,
a good shout out.
like
It's a
that's
good shout out.
such a, yeah, way to shout that out. That's so fire. Uh,
Oh,
as sort of a whole, how would you say being an artist has affected your walk with God? How have you like seen your faith grow as an artist? Because obviously you're very rooted in your faith.
yeah. I think wait, ask the question one more time. Somebody was calling me when you
Oh,
asked,
you're
and I was
good.
like, hold on, let me think.
You're good. My bad. So how has being an artist affected your walk with God, and how have you seen your faith grow as an artist?
Oh, that's a great question. I'll even like I can tell a story for that. I
Heck yeah.
love that. I like storytelling if you can't tell. It's like who I
Really
am. Yeah,
crazy.
really. Couldn't tell. Um, last summer it was me. Sorry, I have the flyer to my left, so I'm gonna look at it. It was the Sinner Soul experience. So I had released my second album, which is called Sinner Soul. It was like a soul sample project, everything like that. And so I had Kins, Co-Side Pierre, and Sam Ramos, basically like most of that lineup that I had in October
Yeah, yeah,
in Atlanta. And it was such a cool moment. And I had so many like of my hometown friends there, and it was such a beautiful moment to have. And I remember like after the show, we were in this very room actually, and it's like a pretty small room. It's not very
yeah,
big, but
yeah.
there was like we had probably like 10, maybe 11 people in this room,
Oh wow.
and somebody took like my keyboard. It's not here anymore because I moved out, but I had a keyboard right here. Someone took my keyboard and my guitar, and they just started playing worship music. And then someone grabbed like a box, and I was still in the living room, so I didn't know this was
Yeah, yeah.
happening. I like walk into the room and like everybody's like worshiping in my
That's
room.
crazy.
And I was like, what is going on? And so I remember like sitting there and then my parents came and then I just realized like, dang, God really stewarded my life for me to have like all these amazing, talented people that just surrender themselves to God.
Amen.
And I'm like, dang, that gave me goosebumps.
That's
That was
awesome.
amazing.
Heck yeah.
Hey God. Hey
That
God. Um but I just remember like being very, very emotional because you have like the show high and it was a really, really good show and everything. And it was fun. And you're like with all your friends. This was the first time Kins was like able to like performed,
yeah, yeah.
and so we were like getting him ready for October to do a little thing. Um, and he killed it.
That's
I wish Kins had more songs that he did. I think that was
yeah.
like my only regret. Um, and that was on me because I told him he can only do the one. Because I was like curating that whole event, and I was just like, okay, who are Atlanta people that we could bring
Yeah,
on? And
yeah.
Yumi and Capo were like there, and so it was worth it. I also wish I brought YOF. I didn't know them at the time though.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be
But
it's only up from here. It's only gonna get bigger.
only yeah, but God definitely like strengthened my relationships with the other people in my own life, just like giving me so many like children of God, like they people who really recognize their father for who they are and it fully surrendered. And it's honestly it's helped me like keep a level head because like
Mm.
sometimes I always be thinking like do I do I need to stay in the Christian rap
Yeah, yeah,
genre,
yeah.
like should I go secular, like. And the thing is I would never cuss or anything. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
never like my heart posture is always in the right place, but it's
Mhm.
just always the sense of like, am I doing it for the right reasons? Like, am I still doing it for the right reasons? You know, and it's just like that's a constant sometimes. But it's just good to have those people because it strengthens my own relationship with God when people can reference things that I don't know,
Yeah,
and I get to learn from them. And I think that's a whole thing. Like my best friend, like from my hometown, was the reason I even went to church in the first place. He invited me to small group,
that's
and
awesome.
I remember and now he's like a worship leader at the church that, not the same church, but a different campus, but he's like now on staff and he like works there. And
That's
it's so
awesome.
crazy to like, see like your best friend like really be the reason that you're, you know, a Christian.
Yeah,
You have
that's
a
super sick.
relationship with God. So shout out Grayson. He's the
Heck yeah.
GOAT.
Shout out Grayson. And that's
Yeah,
dope having
facts.
those artists around you that can like keep you accountable, especially like in I feel like that's super effective in specifically in the Christian sphere. You don't see that as much in secular, but like you
Yeah.
if your artist friends that are around you are really rooted, then the minute you start like maybe you start just saying some crazy stuff on the mic, they're like, "Hey bro, let's not put that on the record." Or like,
Mhm.
"Hey, like why are we talking about that stuff? Let's bring it back to Jesus, which is super sick.
Come on. Come on.
Talk
Shout
about it.
out shout out as Isaac Emmanuel and Naomi Faith too.
Okay.
They're like awesome. Isaac is a worship leader at his church, and he's like pretty big. He
Okay.
has like I'll send you his Instagram,
Heck yeah.
but he has an incredible testimony, and he is like we play Fortnite and stuff together.
Okay.
Also, if you game, bro, please drop your gamer tag. Like we can hop on the. I have a PS5. I'm
Okay.
already like. There's this streamer that followed me on Instagram, and I literally hold on, I'm gonna pull up his name. Because I literally he followed me and I like saw his Instagram page and I was like, hold on, I kind of want to game with this
Yeah.
guy.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm a little
His
old school.
name,
I still got the PS4, but yeah, I'm
you
totally
got the PS4,
yeah,
bro?
dude.
Can you stay? You can play Fortnite on that, yeah?
I think so. I haven't I'm gonna date myself so crazy. I'm so unk right now. I have not played Fortnite since season one.
Bro,
Dude, I'm so for real, dude.
oh, bro, hop on the game. You could play. It'd be so awesome if you gamed with like Coaside and
That'd
Sam
be
Ramos and I.
crazy, bro.
It'd be awesome.
That,
I'd love that.
yeah, that'd be
But the
dope.
guy's name's One Way Soldier or something.
Okay.
And I just DM'd him. I was like, because he followed me, and I was like, I'll follow him back. And I just DM'd him. I was like, trying to game. And we just followed each other on PS5. It was awesome.
That's dope.
But yeah, God is good, man, all
Dude,
the freaking time.
all the doors are opening. That's crazy. Like stuff you never
Yeah,
expect to happen just will randomly happen like that, bro.
facts. Facts. It's good to see like the fruits of the labor of this project as well. To see how like people are connecting with it, and it just means so much to like pour so much emotion and so much time and energy into something that is going to mean something to somebody. And I think that like even seeing your reaction was like, dang, like I don't need a Grammy. I got all I need right now. I'm
Hey,
chilling.
heck yeah.
Like, this is like it's so satisfying, and it leaves me content.
Yeah, dude,
So thank you.
that's awesome. No, seeing you posted y'all having that watch party and that like made I was like, ain't no way people out here just like, yo, let's pull up a K-Man
Facts.
video and watch. That's
Facts.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's awesome. I
Now,
love it.
speaking of fruits of your labor, obviously you're a Rapzilla freshman, you know,
Oh yeah, I
so,
did do that.
solidifying yourself as one of the most prominent up and coming artists in our space. So, congrats to that. You
Thank you,
know,
thank you.
we're seeing a lot of like the OG veterans, like KB and Lecrae, starting to like retire or like pass on the mantle. These are like artists that like I think most people would put on like their CHH Mount Rushmore. You know, who
Yeah.
who in your mind do you see as being the next big artists to sort of like spearhead CHH? Who are the next people to really look out for?
Man. Well, I have answers for like ones that sound more like sooner than later kind of thing.
Okay.
Like obviously, like I haven't met him yet, and I hope I get to meet him. I've heard great things about him, but Caden Jordan, like
Yeah, yeah.
obviously, like what he's doing right now is obviously like really, really big.
For sure.
Um, and so like really shout out him.
Yeah.
But like people I think should totally be up there with him is obviously like Young Drew,
Facts.
and Yaki the Kid and Tony Trotter. Like
Yeah.
at least those three, and even Kins. Like I think
Yeah.
if Kins can really like lock in on this album
For
and like
sure.
really make it big, he could easily have a position with them. And I even like I believe that Kins will be a Rapzilla freshman next year easily.
Heck yeah. I hope so.
Even JJL, like there's so many artists, and I think people on Swamp, like all the artists on, especially like those Christian artists that you already know, obviously Eli,
Yeah.
Gabriella, and Blue, they do like their own thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know them personally from college, and so that's why they made it on the
Yeah,
albums and
yeah.
everything. But like everybody on camp, like I think everybody on that song deserves, even JJL because he's not on that, he's on
Yeah.
Echo, but
For sure, for
all
sure.
those guys are all those guys I believe in to see like they could really do something very, very soon. And I think Tony's last album was amazing. Like The Art of Letting Go was such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Or not The Art of Letting Go, The Art of Getting Up. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
Drew's album and Tony's truck.
You good.
Sorry. The Art of Whatever, bro. The Art of Tony Trotter. But yeah.
No, no, that's so for real. And yeah, Kins is crazy. Like, I'm so glad he's
It has
working on
incredible
that.
potential.
Like,
Yes.
I remember, like, I had briefly heard of him, but I had never heard any of his music, and until I went to your show, and I didn't even know that was Kins, because that's one of the things which it maybe it's just me, but like I hear all these artists, but until I go and see them, I never really have a face to put with people. So I'm just like, oh, I don't know who
Facts.
this is. Like that happened with
Kins?
Kins and Yaki at your show.
Yeah.
But
Dude, Kins,
oh, go ahead.
funny story about Kins. He literally DM'd me and lied to me. And I like fell for the lie. He said, bro, he was like he was glazing me off of a song that he had never listened to. And he was like, "Bro, I'd love to get a record with you." And I was like convinced, and then he told me that while he's in my house, and I'm like, "Brother, you lied to me?" You couldn't even play the song for like 10 seconds? He was like, "No, I was just scrolling on IG." And I was like, "Bruh."
Oh my
I was like, "Bro,
gosh.
you scammed your way over into my life. That's crazy."
And now look at him. He's on
And now
freaking
look,
camp.
bro's
Lying will get you
exclusively
everywhere, guys. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Don't.
lie to up and coming artists so you can also be a up and coming artist.
Exactly. That's the real
Dude,
secret.
yeah, putting Kins in the green room with Trip Lee and Aaron Cole and KJ52 was probably one of the biggest things, and he just did it off of a lie, bro.
That's
I
crazy.
really did. I've really like put him under my wing sometimes. It's awesome.
Yeah, because
It's awesome.
I just remember because like even with your show, like I wasn't as tapped into the underground as I am, but I was more tapped
Mhm.
in than my friend Just Quez, who I brought. Like he's fairly tapped in with all the mainstream, but wasn't really tapped in. And man, Ken's running out there and being like, "Give me a beat I can sing on." Heart was cold. Like he just looks at me.
Rayon.
He's like, "Who the heck is this?" And I was like, "Bro, I don't even know." And both of us were just like, "This is insane!" Like so starstruck. And the whole ride home, he's like, "We're listening to all of Kins's music," and he like pulls it up. He's like, "Bro, why does Kins not have more music?" And then when he announced, the album, we were both like, "Yes, finally, bro!" It's like locking in.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would say Kins' album, I can't say anything about it
yeah,
because
yeah,
he like said I was the only person he sent it to,
yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, dang, I feel so honored. But there's a record, uh, I'll say the name. There's a record called People Pleasers, and
Ooh,
it's
ooh.
easily like his best song,
Heck yeah. Yeah, he's such a
and it's so fire.
unique character. Like there's certain artists in our space that stand out specifically due to their voice and how they sound so unique. Like people like Aclesso, Alex Jean, uh,
Yeah.
and Kins is one of those where like you just hear it and you're just like, oh, that's Kins. Like he's so
Oh, facts.
unique. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah, it's Ken's.
Now,
Give me a beat I can sing on. Heart is cold, free on.
he's yeah, and yeah, it's so unique. I love it so much.
Yep. Yeah.
Now,
I will say Ken's has definitely inspired some of my tonalities when I do the higher
yeah,
pitch
yeah, yeah.
because I think Ken's, because he doesn't talk the way he raps. He does not.
Yeah, you can definitely see a little bit of that influence there on some of your higher pitches where it's like, oh, I see what's going on here.
Yeah, paying homage.
Now, it may be too soon to say. Obviously, you just came off this album release, as well as, from what we've discussed, a crazy, crazy performance in Atlanta. But
Yeah.
what does the future for Pierre look like right now? Is there anything on the horizon?
Man, I got a few records with Rapzilla.
Nice.
That'll be fun. Got a record with Scooty Wop.
Heck
That'll be
yeah.
sick. Um, Doing a show. Can't announce it yet, but I'm doing a couple shows. Gonna
Okay.
be doing some swamp shows very, very soon, and
Nice, nice.
hopefully the K-Man raps can pop out to one of them at
That'd
least,
be
you know.
crazy. That'd be crazy.
Be
The
fun.
swamp coming to a city near you.
Yeah, facts.
Heck
So
yeah.
I'm trying to plan like just more shows. Maybe not necessarily a tour, but there could be opportunities where I'm opening for like a big artist, hopefully, and
Heck
that
yeah.
could be a thing. But I'm just kind of putting my name in the hat, seeing what
How
happens,
would
you
you
know.
like to headline Holy Smoke Fest?
I'd probably
Dude,
poop and pee my pants.
dude, the freaking John Keith does that anytime he hears a fire artist on their stream. He's like, "How would you?" Just like, yeah. Hey,
How would you?
hey, I've been
That's so
saying it for
funny.
years. We got to get Pierre on that cipher. Pierre's got to be on that
Yeah,
cipher soon, bro.
it'll it'll there will be something at Holy Smoke with Pierre at some point.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe not this year, but definitely in the next few.
It's like what I said about Andy Mineo gonna be there. Like, there's just too many things happening
Mhm.
for Pierre to not be at Holy Smoke. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
And if I'm not on Holy Smoke, I will still be at Holy Smoke because Holy Smoke is probably the best Christian rap festival on this entire planet.
Really is, really is. Now, we're going to sort of wind down here, getting back to the bigger picture of everything. Would you
Ooh.
say that you like where music is headed in general?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like studs that we have. And I've gotten
Looking
to
at
meet
them,
a lot of
looking
these
at them.
studs. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's like it's so incredibly inspiring to be a part of a group that's on this like up and coming journey together in a
That's so
sense.
real.
And even like maybe not even knowing each other like that. We're still like in the same circle sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think like being able to grow up and like enter the space and meeting Kosad and Young Drew in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like for just a random show that we had. And then that was a relationship that cultivated still today.
Yeah.
And like even those people, like Drew brought in Yaki, I brought in Kins. Like there's just so many like names that were just gravitated to our circle, and it's so cool to be in that position. And now like seeing stuff with YOF and Blood Crown, and like being a part of their show and just like connecting really, really like awesomely with Brocky and Retro and even Germ, like just like understanding what they're about and like who they are and what they represent. Like it's so incredible to like just be like, dang, this is such a fun thing to be a part of, you know?
Yeah, you can
And
see the
there's
community actually like forming as you live it out.
yeah, yeah. And I'll say like there's definitely like songs that I rock with heavier than others, and I think it's more of just my opinion. Um and I think that's the cool thing about music though, is like it is all subjective, but I like to be a fan of it all. Like I really
Yeah.
do. I feel like there's so much to take from records, you know, and to listen, and the fact that people take time to talk about something that is on a beat and is keeping a rhythm, and just being able to say something into a microphone and like sharing that with the world in that self is like a decade ago that was impossible.
Yeah.
Maybe probably more than a decade ago. It's just the fact that like now we have a microphone at home. Now we can do this stuff at
Yeah.
home. accessibility that we have. And I'll even say like with that accessibility, there's obviously saturation,
Yeah.
and sometimes you're polishing turds, but that's okay, you
Yeah.
know. It's just the aspect of like letting those songs that really stand out, let them stand out, you know. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it. And even like I guess talking about AI, like I think that is a scary thing in a sense, at least in the beginning, but like when you can understand and actually learn how to use it for like tools. Like
Yeah.
I like to do it for like if I'm like writing a song on an acoustic guitar and I know I'm gonna be singing on it, like I will probably put that voice memo in Suno and see how a
Yeah.
professional could sound like on
Yeah.
it. You know, like have a flesh out production, but never like touch it and use it for like the actual track. 'Cause I think that's like stealing. But
Yeah,
um,
it's a
and even
matter of
that's
it's a matter
huh?
of utilizing it, like you said, as a tool. I forget who it was. Oh, I think it was Randy, or well, not Randy Minio, but that's what they call him on uh, No Big
Mhm.
Deal stream, because he was talking about
Yeah,
like if you're just prompt generate publish, like that's whack. Like get that garbage out
mhm.
of here.
Come on.
Like
It's
and
like it shouldn't be that easy.
yeah, and I've been actually, like, harping on this and preaching this like crazy because 'cause I've been seeing so many underground artists up and coming using it for their album artwork, and I've had even artists, like, reach like, that I've met in person at shows, and they're like, "Yo, you want a copy of my mixtape? Here you go," and they hand it to me, and it's got AI artwork, and I'm like, "Bro, like, I was making absolute trash music 5 years ago, but, like, my album artwork still looked dope because it's really not that hard to make. Like,
Yeah,
just go take a photo, bro. Like, even
yeah,
like getting like your cousin to draw like a janky stick figure honestly looks artistically more pleasing than just like
exactly.
getting some
I
like
think I think like if I were to stand for something in this space, like I feel like the big thing is the creativity
yeah,
and like because I have so much control over what I do, and I think that's such a blessing in itself.
amen.
And it's a stress, but it's a
Yeah,
responsibility. That's the whole point. It's a responsibility to take control of what you deem is worthy, you know? And so being able to write like create records that I seem worth in and other people see the worth in has been such a big blessing because I know if I stay creatively original and I have so many ideas that I come up with and sometimes they'll see the light of day and sometimes they don't. But it's just the aspect of like always thinking of like what could be this new idea. And I think when people can perceive music as that and creating music like that, it one makes it so much more fun and enjoyable, especially like being in like a co-write session with like three of your friends and you're just over here and like maybe we could take the song like this and then we have like Sam Ramos MDing on the bass like let's take it to the fifth to the fourth, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's just so fun. Like we were writing a song for Naomi in like Clarksville, Tennessee, like a month ago,
Yeah.
and she was like working on this R&B track, and she's also pretty cool. She's really dope. I'm a fan of her. She's like this worship artist, and she's killing it.
Heck yeah.
She's got like 35,000 followers and stuff. So it's cool to see like people care, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so it's fun to be able to work with those people. And even people outside of worship. Like there's this girl named Kate Christine, and she's killing it. She's got like 50,000 monthly, and she's just like singer-songwriter
Heck yeah.
based in Nash. And she's also dating my roommate Eli now. So it's like it's cool to like see
Yeah, that's
the
cool.
sparks between two songwriters like interact, and I'm just like over here like clicking record on them, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, that's dope. And I
But
think it goes what you were saying with the creativity, it goes even deeper for people like us as Christians because we're called to be good stewards of the gifts that God gives us. And it's like,
yeah.
you know, like obviously like I made janky music a long time ago because I didn't know what I was doing, but the heart
Hmm.
space was in the right place. But it's like if you have the ability to make good quality stuff, then why wouldn't you do that for the Lord? Like God needs to get all the glory and honor from it. It's kind of like what John Keith has been talking about with his movie that he's working on. He's like, Christians don't
Hmm.
have to make cheesy, corny, Christian movies. We can make
Yeah.
actual good artwork. And, I think that's so powerful.
Facts.
And
I think it
like, oh, go ahead.
changes everything. it just changes the way you look at it, you
Yeah.
know? When you can look at an artist and you're like, dang, this person really took the time to write it like this
Yeah.
and see it like this. And it's such a beautiful thing to appreciate when it's like that,
Yeah, and you were
you
talking
know?
about that with like, being in those rooms and writing and coming up with stuff. And that's kind of where I am a little bit with like the like, you know, generate prompt publish thing. Like we've had people on like Dylan John TV, they'll submit like these fully just AI generated songs and it's like, bro, like what do you even trying to get from this because you can't go and perform that somewhere because you don't sound like that like what it
Yeah.
like like for me there's such a cool aspect of that of being able to like I made this and now I can actually go on a stage and perform it for like that like that's one of the greatest highs life has to offer, I think.
Facts. Now record labels are even getting like a bunch of Suno demos too. Like
Yeah.
just to like be like, hey, here's a song. It's a Suno demo though, and it's just like flush with AI
It's like,
songs.
okay.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
It's oversight.
Yeah, don't let AI do all the work for you guys. Come on now. We're better than that.
Facts.
Now,
Facts.
this last part before we round up, this is what's called the fast lane, aka rapid
Oh,
response. I'm just going to hit you
me lock it.
some quick fire questions. These are not really related to the actual overarching theme, but we're going to get your opinion on some stuff.
Okay, I'm locked.
All right, first things first. You can see any one person or group perform live, and you can bring anybody with you. Who are you going to go see? Who are you bringing with you?
Magic and Bird, their entire album. I'm bringing Owen and Coastside and everyone else that I can bring. Sam Ramos, Hins, Young Drew, Yaki, Tony, the entire camp. How about that?
So holy smoke.
The whole swamp. Just bring the whole swamp over there.
Alrighty. Heck yeah. I respect that. What is a toy or game from your childhood that will never get old in your mind?
Guitar Hero.
Guitar, bro. I'm so glad you said that, bro. Guitar Hero is the greatest.
Peak. Absolute peak.
Heck,
I'm so locked on this right now.
dude,
I
heck.
hope you should put a timer up and just see like how I'm
How
doing.
quick does
Be
Pierre
like, okay,
respond? What is your go-to road trip snack?
Bucky's brisket on the board.
Okay.
Brisket. Big
Okay.
booty brisket.
Gosh dang it. If you could experience any movie for the first time again, what movie would you choose and why?
The Odyssey because it's recently out and I've seen it 3 times.
Golly, bro. The glaze is crazy, but I respect it. I still haven't seen it yet. I want to go see it.
It's so good. You'll love it.
Heck yeah. And last, the end of the podcast, we ask everybody this.
Oh no, what's that?
Two questions. First off, just kind of take everything that we've discussed. Why do you love music?
Uh, God gave it to us.
Amen.
It's
Hey,
such a good.
that's honestly
Amen.
that's honestly the most
Amen.
real answer, bro. Golly, I love
Amen.
that. And finally, I want you to recommend one song to the audience. Any one song, any song at all. And everybody, this is your homework. You got to go stream this. Whatever song Pierre tells us we're going to listen to. If it's absolute buns, we're going to listen to it.
Give me an emotion that I should say. Like, give me like, is it hype? Is it sad? Is it story?
And whatever you're feeling like they need to listen to.
I can't,
It's
bro.
tricky, bro. It's
Um,
hard.
this is hard. Go listen to Red Flare for me.
Okay. Heck yeah. Yeah, guys. If you haven't heard the album yet, for real, go listen to the project. And if you've heard the album already, go listen to it again. Create a second Spotify account. We're getting the
Come on.
streams up.
And if you listen to it twice, listen to it for a third, fourth, fifth, sixth,
Exactly.
seventh, eighth, nine, 10.
It better be on repeat.
You get the point.
Yes.
Just
We're
shut
doing
me there.
it's not a music fast. It's a music diet. We're only eating Pierre this week. Everybody just listen to Swamp this week. That's all you're allowed to listen
Just
to. We're on that
Just
we're on that swampy diet.
a swampy diet. It sounds like a terrible like plan for like your. Let me get on that swamp diet.
Yeah, dude,
Let me
gonna ruin your insides, but it'll feel good.
Oh my gosh, toxins, bro.
Well, guys, this has been the first episode of 2026 of my podcast. Pierre, thank you so much for pulling up to the
Thank you.
podcast. I'm so freaking honored that you showed up here and we're on here, bro. Like, this is one of the highlights of my year. It's like, holy smoke,
Come on,
this, my own music dropping, like
come on.
that. Those are my big three this year. So shout out Pierre, bro. Shout out the swamp. Shout out the camp. We look forward to seeing everything that you have for us in the future, bro. We're gonna be tapped in. You know, if Pierre shows up to a city near you to perform, go see Pierre. He's even better live and in person, guys. He,
Facts.
I tell you, he's one of the most like legitimate real artists in our space. Like some people they take to the stage and the stage consumes them, but he's real down to earth. He knows where he comes from and he's
Dude,
one of the boys.
so many rappers like forget their lyrics too. It's like actually
Yeah, dude.
forget my lyrics, chat.
It's kind of awkward. Like I'll be in like watching people perform and they're just like, some, yeah, you finish it for me. And
Yeah, yeah, blah 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 blah.
it's like that clip of Justin Timberlake when he was trying to get people to sing at his show. It's like, bro, why did I pay $500 for a Justin Timberlake concert to go perform all your songs for you? Pierre will never make you do that. He's a real
Yeah,
one.
it'd be cool if you know. It'd be cool if you know the words. It'd be cool if you know the words though.
But if you
Tap
don't,
in.
he knows the words.
Yes,
Yes, sir. But
on my best days.
go learn the words. Learn every line so that when he does come to your city, you can go crazy in the mosh pit. Thank you so much,
Dude, that'd
Pierre,
be insane.
for being on the
Thank you.
podcast. God bless you, bro. God bless everything you're doing. Shout out G
God
Rated,
bless you.
bro. This would have never happened without Anna, bro. Like like
She's the goat.
I wasn't even supposed to go to Holy Smoke last year, and God made a way. Literally pulled into my parking lot. I'm tweaking. Pulled into my driveway the day after Holy Smoke. I had just gotten home. I'm dead tired. Notification on my phone. You've been invited to join G Rated. I was like, what is G Rated? And then I hop in. It's you, Spiritual Lemonade. I was like, bro, this is God ordained. So
Come
shout
on.
out G Rated, bro. Anna's the goat. Shout out
She
Anna.
is.
We locked down the diva for
She's
real.
really. Yeah, facts. She is such an incredible person in this space that if you don't know, you should know.
Yeah.
She is doing so many behind the scenes things for so many artists, and it's so incredible to see.
Yeah, she's
So shout
honestly
out Anna.
secretly bigger than all of us. Like she's so
I
tapped
know.
in, it's crazy.
You you want to hear a funny story about Anna?
For sure.
So
Should
the
should
whole
this be on
thing.
the record?
Yeah, this can be on the record. This can be on the record.
Ooh, okay.
So it was after the show in October, the one that you went
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
I remember Anna, and I was like Anna, you're basically my manager. You might as well just manage me.
yeah.
She was like, all right. And then she just goes and like takes a whole business prompt from me. And now she has like 12, 15 different artists that she's managing. So I'm like, shout out Anna. Now she could pay her rent and everything. She
Yeah,
has like a
dude.
job now. So
Dude,
honestly, like, shout out her for like really stewarding like something I just said into fruition to like really make her a career out of it. So
yeah, bro. For real,
she
Anna
just
works harder than any of us. Like it's insane.
yeah.
I don't even like talk to her a ton, but like I just watch her stories and just go, golly, this woman never stops. And like
She's amazing.
every story it's elevating. Like she's a mom, she does everything. Like, bro, she's just killing it out there. So shout out Anna,
Facts.
bro. She's
Facts.
the legit like force behind so much of this, and so many of us owe so much to Anna. So shout out to Anna and G Rated. You know,
As an artist, being able to work with Anna, it has been such a great experience.
yeah.
So
You
I am
can
very
tell
blessed
she
to have her.
cares about her artists, which is
Hmm.
because
She is literally like a big like it's so dope. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
I met
yeah.
her at Smoke. It was so funny because we were at NRX and then I met Becky who was like friends with Anna,
Mhm.
and then Becky told me about Anna, so I followed Anna. Then Anna noticed I was an artist. She followed me back, and then we were chopping it up. And then she was like, "You going to smoke?" And I was like, "Am I going to smoke?" And then we just ended up like she ended up getting a media pass, and we were just all like we were just sharing
That's
the
so
these
dope.
moments together. It was awesome. So
Yeah, because
shout
I
out for
feel
her.
like so many like people like Anna are not like
Mhm.
Anna, where like everything is just so transactional. But
Yeah.
like she's like so tapped in, like she's gonna be going crazy in the mosh pit too. Like she's just there, like she's turning up.
Hmm.
Genuinely loves her artists, which I think is so sick. So shout out Anna,
Thanks.
shout out Pierre for being
Shout out.
on the podcast. I thank you
Shout
guys.
out K-Man Raps.
Clip it. Heck yeah,
Clip it.
that's the greatest.
Clip it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. More episodes hopefully on the way. I'm trying to, link up with more artists so we can do more of this because I love talking to people about their music and giving them,
Yes,
it's not
sir.
even about me really. It's like giving them the platform to talk about their art. That means the world to me. Like if nobody ever listens to me or sees me on stage, as long as I get to push dope people like Pierre to the forefront, that's what it's about.
Amen.
God gets all the glory,
Amen.
guys. Thank you so much. We're going to catch you in the next one. Peace.